I don't know if Patrick will do this for the channel as well, but I feel like I'm going to do this for this. And I know that everybody is doing it like crazy, as it is, but I'm going to unbox the PS5 that actually arrived today. One day late. You know, Amazon, in all their wisdom, came one day, and for some reason they also delivered two things to me that weren't even mine. But Miles Morales made it on time, so I had a game, didn't have a system, but I thought I'd do a complete unboxing of, one, I've never done one of these for any of my channels, and two, I think that because, you know, it's, I don't know, something brand new, man. Waiting for this for a while, and the first thing I'm going to tell you right now that everybody's going to tell you, and I did not even think it was going to be like that, this thing is so goddamn huge. I mean, I have this little, like, ice bottle, and that thing is just, like, like, even look at the dragon over there. That guy is, that's pretty big for a letter opener, and here, fuck, I've got a giant thing here to open up. So why don't we just get right into it? Let's pull everything out. There might be some edits in this just to make the experience a little longer or shorter, a little longer than what it is. And then I'm going to hook it up and see how that goes afterwards. And then probably give some first impressions a little later. You might see days change because maybe I'll be stuck just playing something. So I did pick up two games. I picked up Miles Morales, which is probably what I'm going to start with. Even though I'm in the middle of playing Cold Steel 4, Trails of Cold Steel 4, I probably will end up spending more of my time with that for a little bit and then going back over there. I did pick up Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is the first Assassin's Creed I've picked up since Black Flag. And part of it was because I actually, when I got my PS4, I got Black Flag. And so I kind of felt like, well, I guess now maybe it's going to be tradition if there's going to be a new Assassin's Creed with a new console launch, then I'll probably end up picking up that new Assassin's Creed. But it happened last time. It was a game I wanted to play. I haven't played one in quite some time, and I thought, well, why not? You know, with the length I heard that Miles Morales is, that might be a good reason for me to spend a little more time on my PS4. Now, the big thing that I'm worried about is that, what you guys can't see behind the camera, is that there is a entertainment center that I've got to figure out where this thing's going to actually fit. And I'm probably going to end up laying it down on its side, because you see here, it's vertical, but I'll probably end up doing what is seen on the back of the box. So let's go ahead and just open this up. I made sure to remove the tape so that way it's easier for me to open on this side. So one thing I did kind of like is the way that the box opens up. And you kind of lay it down here, like it kind of opens up like that, and it's really good on presentation. And then you can just slide everything out. Big fucking box. All right. So it also have a really weird thing about keeping these boxes. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep this. We're gonna find out. But it's really like a gigantic presentation, right? I mean, that's what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be enamored with the whole thing, and you're supposed to be able to pull everything out. All right, so from here, looks like I can pull this. All right, so this is the top, of course. The quick start guides and everything that you don't normally need for everything that's, you know, if you've ever played a fucking PlayStation before. What's funny about this is I think this is still the same exact power cable that you get with every single freaking PlayStation since the initial PlayStation, which I think that the one that's in my PS4 right now was from my PS2, because it went to my PS3, and then from my PS3 it went to my PS4. So I think that, I don't know if I'll use that, or I might just use the new one, even though it's the same exact freaking power supply. First things first is the DualShock. DualSense. Ooh. So, yeah, I know that they're the microscopic, and I know I'm not going to be able to get into this with the controller. First things first, this feels pretty good. It feels weird compared to what I've been playing with. You know, I play a lot of PS4 when I play games. I have an Xbox One S, and I don't play it as much, and the Switch is probably my second gaming machine to go to. I don't do as much PC as I probably should. I used to do it way back in the day, but I kind of just went over console because it was just easier. It had the games I wanted, which were a lot of JRPGs. Now they seem to be everywhere, but that's just the way it is. Yeah, this has a really, really good feel. It's got, I know that this texture that's here, it's all the PlayStation buttons directly on here, and so you get that, but it really just kind of has a nice little touch to it. I kind of wish they had started to do like the Vita thing, where like they had a touchpad back here. That was like one of my favorite things about the Vita. Like when you're playing games, you can touch the back. But everything feels really solid, really good. It feels much bigger than the PS4 controller, and I might do a comparison maybe a little later on before I start playing the games, and just put them side by side so that those that are watching this can get my impressions on it. The weird thing is here, like feeling this feels like natural, right? Everything feels like it should be. The weird thing is that the bottoms of these controllers, it's flat, and I'm used to it being like really rounded on that spot, but we'll see. And then there's the I know you won't be able to see it because I'm so far away in this shot. Even I can see myself as being so far away in this shot, and you probably can't even really see the controller that I'm holding up here, but there's the little charging port, I think for their other charging port, of course the USB-C on the top. So while I'm hooking everything up, I'm going to stick this on a USB-C charger, because surprise, surprise, that's what the controller for the Wii charges with. So, hey, I can just plug this directly in. I think this feels really good. It has a good weight to it. I remember with the PS3 controller, the very first PS3 controller, where it didn't have the motion sensor stuff in it, very light, extremely light, and it was weird. And then when they actually put the rumble features in it, then that was when it got a good weight to it. But the PS4 controller, I feel like this is just a little bit lighter than that, or no, sorry, that's a little bit lighter than this controller. And I don't know, it's still, like, I'm just holding it, and naturally it feels good in my hands. You know, supposedly adaptive triggers here. Yeah, the triggers actually feel a little more natural. And the funny thing is I usually just, I'm bad with the R1 and L1. I'm so easy with the L2, R2. I just use my main fingers. I don't play so much like this anymore. But this feels actually a little natural to do it like this. That's very good in comparison to, you know, the old PS4 controllers. So set the PS5 controller off to the side, and then pull out the rest of this little box. Now, if there's anything else that's in here, there is a USB-C charging cable, which is great, and it is USB to USB-C. I was afraid it was going to be USB-C to USB-C, like some other things that are out there. And in this side, oh good, so there's two other things that we got. The HDMI 2.1 cable. I don't know if my TV supports it. We're going to find out, because I'll end up using this cable that came with the box. It is going to take over the coveted spot number 1 on my HDMI, and the the other ones are all going to plug into everything else. And then there's the base that's here. So like I said, I'm going to take my PS5 and I'm going to be setting it out on its side with this base. So there is you know, a little compactor here. This little thing's supposed to slide in one way or another. There, it slides just like that. And there's my screw, so that way I can put all this stuff back in there, and it kind of snaps in. And I'm probably doing this terribly, all things considered, to turn it around, but I'll get it turned around. Of course, the cat's interested in the controller there, and she wants to go up. So, okay, so that's one box. That's down from the inside. Again, this is supposed to be an experience, right? This is what, you know, marketing people always tell me, is that everything that you do with this, whenever you open these boxes, you have to have an experience, right? So it's telling you a story as you're opening up the box. So since I'm opening it up from one specific side, what's the story been so far? The biggest thing is that this caught my eye the most, right? Even though the first thing was the damn power supply, because that's what I looked at. But the controller is telling me the story. It's telling me to play with it, to look at it, to kind of get a better feel of it, and actually understand it before I actually go into it. I really like that. Like, that's the way that the console's going. So now, here comes the next big thing, right? And so we'll just pull this out. All right, I got some little corner pieces. Again, you know, I feel like such an old man in saying this. I keep this shit, and I tend to keep the boxes and shit, because when I'm gonna move somewhere, I need to pack it up. Just pack it back up in its original packaging, baby, and just do it that way. All right, so that's it for what's left in what's inside. What's in the box? What's in the box? Very, very pretty. Now, my luck. Okay, I saw a guy on Reddit today. He posted how he got a digital edition, but inside the box was the one with the disc drive. And here I am, I'm the one with the disc drive, and I bet you I'm gonna open this box and it's gonna be the one that's a digital edition. That'll be just my luck when I open that. Or Patrick's, one of the two. So this thing is fucking massive. Oh, Jesus Christ, it is hella heavy too. So the big thing that we've got going on here, it is the disc drive, and that is it. This is the big thing. It truly is. They weren't lying when they said it was big. Oh, so I don't want to keep moving around like that because I don't have the stuff on there. So very sleek, good shot with the buttons. Now I believe that I will end up figuring it, so it's going to end up laying like this, right? Disk drive on the bottom. I got, I think this is the eject button, and that's the power button. The USB-C in the front, and the straight USB here in the back, also in the front, which I think is USB-A, if I'm not mistaken. Standard HDMI, Ethernet, and then that. So the one thing that I guess I have to look out for now is I have to find myself an Ethernet cable, because no way in hell, when I play with these things, at least in this house, do I connect directly through the Wi-Fi. So this thing is ridiculously heavy, like ridiculously heavy. I am very surprised that it's this heavy. Now the screw, I think, goes for the bottom, because there's the little thing here. This pops out, if I remember correctly, in watching the videos. Otherwise, I think that there is like a section that this just like snaps into, if I'm not mistaken, but I want to close this thing up. I'm going the wrong way. I want to close this thing up and not figure out how to do this. So you know where you need to go? You need to go into the goddamn manual. No, I can do this on my own, honestly. Let's see if I remember. If I remember my Heloise. Actually, I think that's just, well, that's, if that was it, I am a terrible, terrible human being in putting this shit together. I thought it was supposed to snap, but I think that just holds it like that. So, if it's like this, I hope that I have space, because looking at the two slots and looking at the slot that I was going to put it in, I don't know if I have space to put it in that, but we'll find out. But I mean, it looks really nice, man. So the next thing, I guess, after doing all this unboxing and removing it from everything, is to actually play a game and see it in action and see it light up and do everything. It's really well done. I mean, this definitely has a wow factor to it when you look at it. And I'm not gonna knock Xboxes or whatever like that, but it looks like a PC tower to me, right? There's nothing about it that says, wow, this is different. Like, I like the way that the Xbox One S looks, because it's white in color and it just kind of stands out. It's got a nice like checker pattern on the front. Now that kind of reminds me of what the Series S looks like, but the X just kind of looks like a PC tower, you know, in general. And there was nothing really wow about that. I love the way that, like, you know, for the Switch, some of the Joy-Cons look. You know, when you have the different color ones, rather than just being the plain old gray, the PS4, honestly, it's weird pyramid thing going on there. The PS3 I think was a great console look. Even the PS2 was pretty good. Yeah, PlayStation was great. But probably honestly one of my favorite designs of a console is the GameCube. It's small, compact, fits in most everything. It's a nice little box. It's got a little carry handle. I really love that machine. But so I guess, like I said, next steps for this is to hook it all up and have fun trying to figure out how to do that with this TV, which is going to drive me crazy in just a little bit. So I'm probably going to put a little bit more video on this. If not, I'll come back and record something anyway. Probably just cut this little part out as it is. So see you in a bit. All right, so I half set it up. And I say half set it up because I ran into a problem. It is way too big for this entertainment center. So you can see just how, ignore some of the dust. But I tried to put it in this slot here, but this slot is just a wee bit too small. And I mean a very little bit. If I did it without the base, I think I could do it, and that's the base that's now standing on. But yeah, that's going to be a conversation that I've got to figure out. I think if I'm able to move the TV back, considering where those buttons are and the disk drive, I think I can sit it in this slot, but I can't lift this TV by myself and do that. So I'm just going to set it up, shut it down completely, and then tomorrow morning get the help of the wife to actually put it in the right spot. But let's boot this bad boy up. All right, so I'm ready to go now. So let's go ahead. Let me pull that down so it's not there. Let's turn her on.
Agent Frederick, I don't bite unless you ever utter my name, in which case I'll gut you like a fish and feed you to the lobsters.
So, there the TV goes. Now it recognizes what's going on. I'll cut that little bit out. Your loading screen. And we'll see what happens next because I will have to cut out while it does the other part. All right. Let's see. It's lighting up because it's charging. Let's press that PlayStation logo. All right. English, most definitely. And we'll connect to the Wi-Fi. So we'll see you in a bit. All right, everybody. So I got everything hooked up, at least so that it'll work. I have to find a Ethernet cable because I kind of trust LAN more than I trust the Wi-Fi when it comes to, like I said, my house. But hey, let's go ahead and just take a look around. So this is the preloaded game, which is Astros Playroom, to give you an idea of how the DualSense works. Miles Morales is ready to go, so I might jump into that in a little bit. But, I mean, in general, the UI looks about the same. There's not a whole lot different. I mean, there's the PlayStation Plus stuff, and Plus Connection's kind of cool. Looks like I can get Ratchet and Clank that I already have. There's a lot of stuff, but there's some other stuff in here I think that you can get. Now, Bug Snacks is free, so I need to make sure I add that to my library. So that's there, and I made sure that I also got these two. I did buy the USB thing so I can install games like Shadow of War and Hollow Knight, but we'll see what happens. It's nice that it's kind of all there inside the UI too, just going through it. And then there is PlayStation Store, which again is all built into it, which I like. Oh, look at all the Trails of Cold Steel stuff I can get. For $10, I can get the attachment set. And for $14, I can get the Magical Girl bundle. So I can turn my harem into magical girls. Looks like I can even get bikinis if I needed to for 15. Jesus Christ. What the hell's wrong with you, Falcon? But nonetheless, okay. So I like that the store is built in here. It actually feels nicer than it did before. I cannot wait for this to come out. This will probably be after I beat Valhalla. That's going to be the game that I'm going to buy, as well as Final Fantasy 16. I will definitely be going after that. Don't know about Village, but there's a lot of fun stuff. It's a Robin Hood game. What the fuck? But nonetheless, it's all kind of interesting stuff that they. I like the way that's integrated. But let's go ahead and just jump in. Let's do Astros Playroom first. So I did start a little bit, and funny enough, the game actually crashed on me. But there was an update, so we'll see what happens. Now the problem I was having was hitting the PlayStation button. Oh, there it goes. Now I actually went to the home. Place the cards. You hold it down. Back home. Do I hold it back to go back? Or I guess I have to hit play again. But it does load up pretty quickly and right away. I mean, there's nothing really. I mean, it's kind of nice. The biggest thing I'm going to tell you right now is this goddamn controller. I'm going to just reach it out. This is the biggest thing. It's really weird. It's really amazing. So I'm going to go into Merry Meadow. You can honestly feel like everything. And the force feedback buttons, like they had you do it in the beginning of this. I really wish you could have gone again. It feels like to get into like the jet mode, you had to really do it. So once again though, the loading is actually pretty crazy. Get my PlayStation coins. I know it's like it's all tech demo, but it's still like, I don't know how to explain the feeling that you can feel. Like at every step he takes, there's a little mini rumble, and there's one down, lots to go. Oh, and I died. Oh. I guess I'd get all my stuff again. Why does he punch so much? Oh good, just turn some coins in. It's like all cutesy and stuff. Oh, Jesus. Are those bad guys? I guess they are. Oh, something hit me. And it totally, the one caught me off guard too. Ooh. And then you can feel it right in the controller. Oh. I guess the update's ready to install. Just go around beating up that guy. This could be a really good, like, little distraction. I found a regular PlayStation controller. Oh, but then... Oh... Joy-Con... Joy-Con. Haha! Motion controls. I got a plan. Okay, well, is there anything interesting in the middle? Alright, so I'm just gonna quit it. In it to quit it. There's everything that's there. News. I guess it's the screenshots that I've taken. Alright, so I'm gonna go into Miles Morales for a second. And let's take a look at how this is. Now, like I said, there's also Assassin's Creed, but I'm not going to install that tonight. I don't want to install anything until I actually begin to play it for a little bit. Or I finish a game, because I'm old. That's just the way that it works now. But what's really cool, honestly, though, I didn't realize I got the pack that has all the extras. So I can actually download the updated Spider-Man and play through that again if I want to. Which I love the hell out of. That's why I'm so excited for this. Previously on... Alright, so I don't want to put this on stream because I don't know people that have done it, so I'm going to pause this right here. Okay, and we're back. I just didn't want to ruin anything for anybody that hasn't played anything before, but I want to give this a start. So you might get a little bit of the beginning. I'm sorry if you haven't played it yet, but you probably played it more than me. Yeah, amazing's fine. I think I'm good with that. You know, I'm not like the hardcore gamer people. The lighting looks really good. Wow. Again, the controller makes like a hell of a difference. It's weird because the car just drives by and there's just a small rumble like you'd feel as a car drives by you. Oh, that big Spider-Man over there. Oh, Miles, always so helpful.
That is so cool.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I got you.
Hey, thanks.
No problem. Hey, you think you're gonna add that new Spider-Man too?
The kid? Yeah, maybe. Original's just my guy, you know?
Yeah, I know. Hey, is Teo's Bodega around here?
Yeah, bright yellow sign down the block. Can't miss it.
Thanks. Beautiful work, by the way. Maybe leave a little room for the new guy, just in case.
I know I'm not talking much, but that's just because I'm kind of amazed. There goes the stupid thing for the text message. Hey, you gotta get stuff from Ma and get home and beat up the new guy. Bug Snacks is ready to play. Always with the lens flares. Oh crap.
Hey, D, headed your way. Did I miss the convoy?
Not yet. We're still securing a couple inmates.
Man, it feels good seeing the guys who escaped last year going back to the raft.
Real good. The raft's an eyesore. Secure. As long as the octopus-related flaws have been fixed.
Let's hope. Okay, closing in on you. Be there soon. Should let Mom know I'll be late.
Miles, get that. Did you get the shopping list?
Hey, Mom. Yeah, but the bodega was out of coconut milk. Gonna check a store downtown.
Oh, thank you. But avoid Midtown. That prison convoy is making traffic a
haven't played this in so long. I'm probably looking like crap right now. Barrel roll. It's looks crazy good. That's all I can say for that. Okay, I think I'm going to just stop this for a bit because I'm not doing much of the talking, but I'll play a little more and then come back and talk about it. Okay, so I restarted the Astros Playroom because I just want to kind of show off these little things. And this is all about showing off the controller, right? And so, like, if you touch it here, there actually is, like, force feedback on the controller. And it really takes pressure to get that going. So, you can just tap it a little bit, but it is adaptive to what you're doing. So, you feel it both as you're doing. Like, so I'm going to try to put this out here. It's hard to do this at the same time. So, it's not going to focus very well if I can get it. So, I have that button, and see, I'm just kind of like pressing it, but when I really press it down, then you get that effect. So you can't get it unless you really kind of push in there. It really makes the controller feel really solid. And then the touchpad, it works just like we have before. Simple touchpad. It's a little bit bigger in terms of the size. There's actually some area up there. You have Miles Morales uses it a little bit to access the quote-unquote app that's in there. Motion sensor, everything gets in there. And it's kind of neat. It definitely feels a little better on the motion sensor than the PS4s did. They don't really use it for a whole lot other than, here. I guess in some games maybe you can use gyroscopic aiming. Then there's the microphone. You can see as I'm talking, it's going through. But what it wants me to do is blow into it. And you get that ripple effect too that you see on the screen with the force of the controller itself. So again, feeling pretty good. And so I just want to do the little demo there of the controller, and now the whole thing is like a way for you to go into your PS5, as you can see on the screen. Yeah, so I'll finish up with my thoughts in a bit. Okay, so I just want to give my final thoughts on the PS5 while I have played with it a bunch, and I've just finished doing a bunch of other things today and totally forgot that I was supposed to do this part. But I think that everything is really solid with the system. I had one crash the entire time that I was playing it, and it was an Astros Playroom before I put in the update because I just wanted to start kind of playing the game. And then after that, it's never done it. Miles Morales plays really well. It's very smooth. The one thing, the SSD, I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal, to be honest with you. I'm like, oh, everything loads so fast, blah, blah, blah. And so the one thing that got me is that I usually play, and I'll have like a drink or something over there, and I get my ass kicked because I'm still getting used to playing all those types of games again. I've been playing role-playing games for a while. And so my butt got kicked, and I usually would do it, I'll put this down, open up my bottle, take something to drink, and then go through. By the time I put everything back, it's loaded. No, instead, it loaded right away. Like, I died, I'm back, and I'm back to playing the game, and I'm like, holy crap, this is really, really quick. And even the fast travel, I didn't realize the fast travel was done. And you have the option to turn that on in the settings, and I might do it just for fun to see what they look like. But literally, fast travel across the map, and all of a sudden I was home. And it was like, oh, this is really fast. The controller is really fantastic. That is probably the biggest game changer out of the system. The sensory feedback, whatever the triggers are really intense and great. They work really, really well. I was very surprised. I played a little more of Astros Playroom, and I'm sorry that I did the video the way that I did, but I'm just using this camera here. But overall, until I play a little more of stuff, I'm gonna give it a solid 8 out of 10. Still waiting on some things. The PlayStation library, the store still looks like it needs some work. The UI is nice. I like the way that it started up. It's just like a lot of it has to do with the size. And I didn't think that that was going to be as big of an issue for me. But I can't even put it inside of it. Luckily, I got a subwoofer it can sit on. I think that's where it's going to be. Because that subwoofer couldn't fit anywhere inside the damn thing. So we just have to figure out how we're going to get all the wiring and everything around. So at least it looks nice. And I haven't played with any of the backwards compatibility stuff. I'm probably going to do that this week. Maybe a little bit tomorrow. And the fact that I got to figure out about remote play. Because I really do like using remote play with my PC. Especially during football Sundays. Like maybe I'll, when it's one of the games I don't care much about. But I want to have it on the big TV. And I want to kick back and play a game while I'm, watching the game. Then I use my computer, do that. But I need to see how that is going to work, if it's going to work at all. But we'll see. Maybe it got updated. But yeah, I'd give it, actually, give it 8.5 out of 10. I think it's still pretty solid. That controller wins most of that thing. And we'll see what Patrick has to say. It might change my score too, as it goes around. But yeah, so that's been it, playing with the PlayStation 5 for a couple days. And I'll see you guys later. We'll talk probably more about both of them on the next podcast. See you guys later.